don't mess around with those no good women. Oh, I guess I didn't listen. Found myself. Where's the girl got me drinking, got me blind and crazy over. Well, I head on down to Belzone, Mississippi, gonna see my first cousin. Talking about Peggy. Well, I'm going down to Mississippi, gonna see my folks tonight. Found myself messing around with that no good woman. Girl got me drinking now. That's all right, baby. Check it out. Ooh, you know you got me. Oh, Lord knows got me feeling the blues all night long. Well, let me tell you about that woman. Don't you know she got me blind, crazy, and drunk now? One more thing, check this out. You know I heard rumors you was messing around me. Well, I heard plenty rumors you've been messing around me. Now you got me sitting in this old room, drunk and blind, crazy, can't you see? You got me in this room, blind, drunk, and crazy. You got me in this room, drunk and blind and crazy. Got one eye closed, baby. Oh, Lord. Got me feeling bad.
Welcome to Chicago Bob's Blues Show at the Spot Studio with John Huber, Spot Studio.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. Mike.
Hello.
And we have a special
Studio guest.
Okay, I got it this time. Mr. Pistol Pete, y'all give it up.
Yeah, Pete.
So you've been pretty busy. I was following you on Facebook all the way to California
Yes.
for the NAM show and stuff,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you come back with all them toys, and I'm like, I could have hid in the trunk.
You know what? It's like a young lady just told me, when you going back, you can put me in the suitcase with you. She was a little bitty thing. No, it was a good experience. It's my 5th year. And now I'm demoing stuff on the floor for a few companies. And my family lives out there. I was born.
I saw that.
And I was born out there and raised in the west side of Chicago. But through a cousin, it's so weird with social media. That's how a lot of things that happen with my family. Now my family see I'm coming out to California. They come out to my shows and they see what I'm about because none of them knew what I did.
Really?
Yeah, they knew I played guitar, but they didn't know I played guitar.
They didn't know you were. They didn't know you were famous.
Right, they didn't know I was a legend and famous. When they saw me at that Whiskey A Go Go, they was like, "Oh my God, we have no idea you play like this." I was like, "Oh yeah," you know.
So, okay, so you were born on the West Coast.
Yeah.
You end up in.
2 months old in Chicago.
So, were you playing guitar out there, or were you playing?
No,
did you start-
guitar was introduced to me in Chicago. My stepfather and his wife, they was always church, jazz, blues, and then his family was musically inclined. So it was a lot of music. It's a lot of music. Like Larry Williams, who plays bass for Mike Will, that's my cousin. So we are musical. The Williams are a very musical family. So I was raised with those guys, and guitars was just in my face as a kid. Every day I saw a guitar. And I always get drawn to it. You know, like some kids drawn to be a fireman or some kids drawn to be a baseball player, football. That guitar, it was like, as a kid, I was a little baby, like, wow. It was just something about that sound. It was cool. You know, I used to see these guys, playing these guitars. I'm like, wow, I want to do that. So that was the whole thing that made me want to play. So my dad got me one. I started practicing, making noise. Then when I got 7, he got me a nice little guitar. And it was a band across the street. It was Jesse Tribber's band. And they used to always laugh at me because I tried to play with them and I was terrible. But then they started listening to me after so many years. Probably, I said, about when I got like 12 or 13, they started like listening to me. And they said, well, he's coming along. So I was trying to play everything they played, and then all of a sudden.
That was like rock music in the back in the day?
No. I ain't started playing rock music till I was 16, 17. Because where I lived at, it was blues, jazz, psychedelic, funk, and that was about it. And, that was all we can play. If you play anything beyond that or play some Beatles, they look at you like you're crazy in the black community. Like, what the hell are you playing? My mom, when I played Led Zeppelin, she said, what the hell are you playing? What's you playing them white folks for, boy? Or I watch Hee Haw, or the Grand Ole Opry show, and my parents would get mad at me, but I said, look at that guitar player. That's all I used to say. I said, listen how you making that guitar sound. I was like, wow, how do you do that? So it wasn't nothing like that. I was drawn to the music of it. That's why I play so many different types of styles of music, because I love all music, and I like to know how it's made and how it's, how you create it and everything. So as growing up on the West Side, playing with a lot of different people, I didn't get into rock till I was 15, but I was still couldn't get in bands because I was too rock, or I was better than them, or I was with the blues community. It was too rock, and the church said I was a devil. So they was telling me I can't worship two
You
gods.
couldn't win for nothing then.
Yeah, I couldn't win for nothing.
Wow.
So I go to California when I'm about 17, and I go to an audition. I beat out 250 guitar players for this audition. But when the promoter and the manager saw me, they said, "You black?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Last time I thought, yeah, I'm black."
Predominantly.
Right. And that's before a lot of black rockers started really playing metal. So I'm in this, and everybody was looking at me, and I'm the only black guy in line. And the guy said, "That's you on that tape?" He said, "Your name Benjamin?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "That's you on that tape?" I said, "Yes, sir." So he gave me a guitar. He said, "Play it." And I started playing. He's like, "Wow." He said, "But only thing," he said, I would love to give you the job, but you're black."
Wow.
So I quit playing guitar for like 9-10 years. I wouldn't even touch it. I would not touch it. I just went to the keyboards. So I started making more money playing keyboards, because then nobody wasn't stereotyping me or nothing. So I played for funerals, I played for churches, I had guitars I had a little MIDI studio when MIDI first came out, and everybody was trying to get me to play, when you said the 4-track, Mike,
Yeah.
I had a little 4-track hooked up too, so when everybody come to my house in the 80s to record, I wouldn't play the guitar. They get pissed at me. Mm-hmm. They said, "Why don't you play the guitar?" I said, "I don't want to touch it." I had to just wouldn't touch it. Don't want it.
Speaking of auditions and the West Coast, you actually did something for the Hendrix family and won some kind of
I won the Jimi Hendrix competition like 3-4 times, and then I went to Seattle, where they cheated me out of, but that's okay. I got a lot of recognition from that, Then I went to that Memphis. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be honest. That Memphis thing is messed up. I went down there 4 times, kicked butt, still wouldn't give it to me, So it just was wasting my time, energy, competitions, I say it's for people who want to do that, but if you are a professional musician, don't waste your time on that.
I am interrupting our podcast to bring you a one-of-a-kind musical performance by Pistol Pete. He wrote a song for us today, and it's called The Tollway Blues.
Won't you please stop on by, people? We got the best show in town. On Highway State 41. Come and see the spot now. We're live on stream. Yeah, yeah. Playing these blues live. Oh, yeah. Tollway Blues. How much money you have? Gotta have an iPass or two. All the beautiful women, they can come in for free. Don't you know it's true? Don't you know I'm on Highway 41, singing those tollway blues for you. Whoa, call out my friend Bob, Mandrino, come on down. I got my friend John Hubert and Jason and Justin and Mike around. All I need is a sip of whiskey or some tequila or two. Let all those pretty girls come in and I will show you what to do. I got those tollway blues. What to do? Think I better move on down to Indiana 41 and see my friends tonight. Yeah. I like to say, I think I better move on and hit tollway blues tonight. I'm gonna hit those tollway blues. I'm gonna take a ride, 294 down to 41. There's a place called The Spot. Maybe sit back on the creek a little bit and do a little fishing and smoking something and have a good old time. Lord, me and Bob gonna play the blues for you. Play the blues, play the blues, play the blues. Thank you. Down here at The Spot having a good time with my friends. This is awesome.
And now back to the talkie portion of our podcast.
So much for that part of the music industry.
Yes, sir.
You got a new CD?
I had one, came out on my birthday, 2017, which is Killer Bash. It's still new if you don't have it. I'm working on a real clean, like bluesy, jazz, contemporary CD right now. It's going to be awesome, which is called Blue Line, because I used to take the Blue Line down in Chicago. So I got this one. Blue Line is going to be the title of the tune, and it's like a Eric Johnson clean melodic tune. Toe sucking man, love sucking women toes. Got some good.
This is not from experience, right?
Yeah, it's from experience too. It's gonna be some good songs on there, some good blues stuff on there. It's gonna be something different.
Speaking of your recordings, I heard a rumor a few years ago, and I don't know if it's true, but you're here, so I can ask you.
Yes.
You did a killer version of Steve Miller's "Fly Like an Eagle."
Yes.
And that was like going crazy for a while.
Yes. It was, yep.
I had heard that you got feedback from Steve Miller.
No.
No, okay.
No. Somebody lying.
Squash that.
Scratch that one. Somebody had that line. But, believe me, if Steve Miller gave me feedback, you would know about it. I'd be like, man, Steve Miller love my stuff. Be on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I met Brian May, in 2005, man, that was awesome too. He came to blues and saw me play. That blew my mind. And then he invited me to his show, and then he tells me he told me he felt inadequate while I'm watching him play because he broke a string.
Wow.
This is Brian May here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this industry. I'm happy. I'm not sad. All the successes I have made from the time I was born to now, I'm happy. You know,
You're still having fun.
I'm still having fun.
That's
You
what
know,
counts.
I mean, I get days where I hate the business, but I still enjoy what I do because I wake up every morning playing music.
Yeah, because you can, when you hate the industry or it's driving you down, you can walk away from that and just pick up your guitar
That's
and
right.
go in a room all by
All
yourself.
by yourself and still have fun.
And still, well, yeah.
And still have fun.
You can.
Yeah.
I have a hard time. I don't amuse myself. I don't. I have more fun and get more feedback by sitting down and playing with somebody.
Buddy.
Right.
And to me, to do it by myself, to sit there and pick and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm boring to me.
Well, see, I can't say I'm all. But see, me, I'm just when I'm sitting, but I'm always studying. If I feel like I get bored of playing, or I feel like sometimes you ever feel like I'm like, man, why I'm playing like this? It just sucks. I need to get a fire under me. I pick up a book, and that book helps me out, makes me go back to
A music book?
Yes. I read 95% of the time. Especially now since I'm teaching at Triton College and I have to teach, I read a lot. You know, I got that music in my face. I'm just constantly knowing it. You know, I'm not trying to be like a classical sight reader or nothing. I just need to know that because I'm a writer, you know, a songwriter, and then I help them with their arrangements and stuff like that as an arranger, and composing and writing music on paper. So
You should do like a YouTube class thing for beginners or for intermediates or whatever. You know, I've always learned from you.
well, thank you.
You know, and even if it's just that kick in the butt to get up there and do it,
Right,
you know, who cares? Just have fun and have a
Well,
blast.
check, like this, not to cut you off. I teach this guy at Triton. He's been with me. I've been there almost 5 years. He was about to quit the first year. He had arthritis. Now he's like my second go-to student to help the other ones that can't catch it real fast.
Right.
So he's, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what age. And he's like 75.
Right.
So I teach people from 4 years old up to 80.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter. If you love it and you want it,
You will do it.
you will do it.
That's right.
You know, and you won't waste, you know, like I tell my students in Triton, I say, I drive 2 hours to get here. I expect you to be here. And I said, you spending your money for this class. You know, I'm not going to sit here and give you a bunch of tab. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm teaching 2 kids now on the internet through Skype, and they live in Baton Rouge, in Louisiana. And they had this teacher, and I ain't saying that he wasn't good, but they got tired of, you know, tabs. They want to know,
Yeah.
what's this circle mean? What's that note mean? What's the value of that note?
I can't read, but when I teach in an
Doc's way.
yeah. And because when I was studying music theory, the light bulb lit at the wrong time.
Right.
You know, I was practicing my G major scale, and I got my videotape of the Allman Brothers in, and they're playing whatever song, and I know that song's in A minor, and I'm looking, I'm going, he's doing what I'm doing, but I'm in G. He's in A minor.
He in A minor, that's all.
And then the light bulb lit, how it all connects. you know?
Right. You can transpose.
Yeah, so I started teaching kind of that way
Okay.
to make it more interesting, and you know, and all the technical guitar teachers like, that's not how you teach guitar. And I'm like,
Well, that's
yeah,
wrong.
but they're learning,
They-
and they're having fun.
Thank you. And you got them playing because some people just want to just try to play a song, you know. And then you got your ones who just want to learn the theory also, and then you got just the ones who just want to just like, okay, just teach me a D chord and I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? So you're not doing nothing wrong. It's like I told my 2 students that I'm teaching now and on Skype. Keep doing what you're doing, what your teacher taught you. Because that's why you're playing already. It's just that now you're finna get into something new that you never did before. It's like I make sure all my students learn the circle of fifths. I don't care if you're a beginner. You should understand about key changes. You should understand how many sharps and how many flat that goes in what.
That's what I got to learn from you later.
You know,
And then you could teach me.
I love that. I'm a master of that. I love that circle.
I was playing the other day, and I was just playing by myself, and I was getting bored with what I was doing. And I started messing around with different modes and stuff, and I found, believe this or not, Albert Collins. You know, he plays in that, like F sharp minor or something, and I found I'm in standard tuning, and I found a whole bunch of Albert Collins licks. And I was like,
right.
whoa.
Right,
You know?
right. You got excited. You learned something. You know what I'm saying? And, then some people who do learn, I tell you, it's good. Think about a classical person. If you took that music away from them, they can't even improvise.
Right, exactly.
See what I'm saying? So my whole thing is learn how to do them both. Same way, if you're going to do the computer, learn them both. So you ain't, well, I just use Mac or I just use PC. Use them both.
Right. I went to a jam night, and this is all because of music theory. I I'm not an expert, but I studied some music theory, so I kind of have a grasp what it is. So I go to this jam night, and it's all a bunch of metal players.
Right.
And they call me up, and as I'm walking by this one couple, they go, "What's this old man gonna do?" All right, so we get up there. Now they're trying to play music that they think I could play.
Right.
And I go, "Just play whatever you want. Just let me know what key you're in."
Right.
And he goes, "Well, we'll do some Eddie Money soon." So I go, "Whatever, fine." He goes, "We're going to do 2 Tickets to Paradise." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "You know it?" I go, "No, but I'll figure it out. What key you doing in it?" He goes, "A." So I've never played it. I go up there, and I can hear it in my head.
You hear it in your head.
And I know, so he does, we both did the intro lick together. So when it come around the second time, I dropped and did a third and harmonized with him.
Right.
And he was doing,
Right.
like this. So now we're playing and stuff, and it comes to the solo, and he takes the first solo, and he's just jibber jabbering around, and he gives it to me like, do this. And I can hear the solo in my head. I know what key it is. I know if it's major or minor.
Right.
And I just kind of, I didn't make it perfect, but they were all like, "You said you never played this song before." Never did, first time. And they were like, and then I got down, and that couple that was there, his girlfriend goes, "You're cool."
It's this ear. It's the ear, and you've been playing for so long.
It's the ear, but it's also what I learned from the theory part of it. It's the roadmap.
Right.
If you can't read a map,
Right.
you're
right.
lost.
You got to know what key you in. And then what I tell my students is you take one key and each one of those notes turns into something. It's like math when you look at it. If you do everything in C, believe me, everything can be done in the other keys. The only
Right.
thing you got to deal with is your sharps and flats, and you just got to know how to, detach those or put them there where they need to be. And then you need to understand a major before you can understand the minor.
Right.
And when you understand
See?
that major,
Remember I
and
told
then you're okay.
Oh, John, there's a question.
What you get? Yes, right.
I just figured I'd try to insert because I didn't
Insert
see
John here.
We're
where-
having fun.
I understand, but I've had questions all along this.
And we just what's your question? Sorry, John.
What is your training? Where did you learn to do what you do?
That was my next.
First of all, I started by playing by ear,
Okay.
and I had several different teachers, but Melvin Taylor was my major teacher. Miss Hamlin from Crane High School taught me because she taught Verdine and Maurice White and Fred White, Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I had a teacher. Then when I went to college for a while, I studied abroad. I went to Berkeley and I studied over there a little bit. Then I left there and went back to California. Then I studied at GIT before it became Musical Institute.
Nice.
And then I quit that school. Then I went back to Chicago. Then, 91, I went down to the mines, and that's how I got with Merle. And then I went on the road.
Do you think it was worth it, the GIT learning you got?
Oh, yeah. All learning is good.
All learning is good, but I've seen people coming back from like GIT and IIT or whatever, and
What you go for? Just
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
What you go for? You still sound the same. You still ain't
yeah.
gonna do.
Somebody that went through all that, you could think would go to a jam night or something, and they could improvise and just go along.
Right.
So you're playing a song, and the guy just played the whole song note for note. I'm like, where's the originality? Come on.
Well, some people just can't paint the picture. And my last teacher, I've been taking stuff online, and Steve I is my last teacher. I took like a few. Sorry, I'm so used to being back. Steve I was my last teacher.
Wow.
And he's an awesome person, and great guitarist.
You learned from the devil himself, then.
From the devil himself, Jack Butler. So that's my boy, and I learned a lot from him. It's a lot. And what's so cool was the internet, and it was like a 4-week class, and
Really?
I passed that without no flying colors. Then I go and see him down at NAMM show, so that was really good. And right now I'm studying Toshi.
Really?
Yeah, I play 8-string and 9-string guitar also. So I do like some
Like you
animals
can't
leaders.
find enough stuff to do on a 6-string guitar. You need another
Here we
string.
go.
Yeah, more. It's all types of different stuff you want to do. And I play keys also, and so I'm into the electronic type of stuff too.
Didn't you play horn too for a while?
No, only thing I blow on is women. You're gonna edit that out. When I was in band, I got kicked out for that in band because he said, "You gonna play horn?" I said, "The only thing I blow on is women." He said, "Nah, get out of here!" I'm like, okay.
So back to Steve Vai.
Yes.
Where does he start you at?
He started me right into
Above all of us.
Way above.
knowing your guitar, knowing yourself, a lot of philosophy, knowing yourself.
I get the impression that he thinks differently than the rest of us.
Oh, he's first of all, he's a Gemini, and they always think they better than anybody else anyway. 'Cause they got that double personality going on. There's that person there, then that person there. But he taught me a lot about believing in yourself.
Okay.
And being positive, knowing don't never doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, if you go in this business or go on stage or go into practicing, anything you do, you start doubting yourself, and what's going to happen? It's going to fall. It's going to fail, blow up in your face. So you got to be real about it. Learn what you need to learn, practice, go for what you love, and do it. I don't care if it's simple. If it's just singing, a lullaby song, do it good. Practice it every day. If you don't practice, you ain't gonna get it.
You only get out of it what you put into it.
Right. And another thing is another thing he taught me, don't be on stage thinking. You can't think. You already know it. Why you gonna think? You just play. That's the main thing. And I noticed that I do have more traits like him than other guitar players. We think the same. I noticed that, even though I'm a Taurus and he's a Gemini, but he practiced the same way I do. I do the same thing he does. Everything he does, I've been doing it since I was a kid. And I was like, wow. He studied the same chord structure I studied the same books. I'm like, oh, cool. So evidently I was doing something right, And the main thing is confidence. Gotta have confidence. You ain't got no confidence, ain't gonna work.
And attitude.
And attitude,
That's what you guys taught me.
You gotta have an attitude.
Quit just sitting back there. Just get up there and do it.
And do it. And have fun. And play from your heart. Play from what you love. Don't worry about nobody else. You worry about somebody else, then that's clouding in your head. I don't think about other guitar players. I don't got no time. Even when I was in competition, I would not sit and listen to you. I would go and put something else on. And then I'm going to come in there and then I'm going to tear your ass up. Turn down.
So what's on the future for Pistol Pete?
Well, the future is I want to be a recording engineer, a producer, and own my own record company. Me and my girl got a record company called Velvet Box Records. So we don't have any money, but it's working out for us. I'm having fun building. I remember I had a studio a long time ago and I lost it because of the drug thing. Then I got myself clean and God gave me everything back 20-fold. John been helping me out with my studio. I got a couple of teachers been helping me out, and it's just blossoming like a flower.
I got to meet Tom Dowd years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me, never produce yourself.
Really?
What do you think about?
Bullshit.
Okay.
I can see if you was 21 and 18 years old, how many decades we all been in music? How many times we've been listening to records? You know what you like. You know what you like. You know what you like. You're going to bring somebody in that maybe ain't made a hit record for nobody, first of all, and you want to produce me. If you're going to produce me, make sure that guy got a track record and make sure that I'm going to have a hit too.
Maybe because it's Tom Dowd, he can say that.
Maybe so. But Tom Dowd should remember that we old men, we've been in this business just as long as he have, and we know what we want. When I record people, I try to think about record companies that I like Warner Brothers sound. I like A&M sounds. I like Columbia sound. I know what record company I go for, even in my studio when I'm trying to get that mix across. You know what I mean? And then especially in mastering, you know. So that's my future, is to be what John is doing, what all these big promoters doing with their studios. That's what I want to do. I want to be like Warner Brothers and Sony. Yes, sir. That's what I want to do. When I hit 65, I want to have a nice studio and produce people, because I'm getting older. I'm not 21 no more. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna be able to get up there and do what I want to do, but maybe I don't want to do that no more. Because right now, I even get tired now of going just to these little chitlin gigs sometimes, man. You know, I gotta set up a PA, I gotta do all this. But when I'm at the studio or when I'm teaching, I'm at peace. You know, and
I don't know if you see it, but quite often when you're on Facebook and you click that thing on, I'm usually giving you the thumbs up so you know I'm listening.
oh yeah, I
I'm
see.
watching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then all the way to California, I followed you
Oh, I appreciate that.
every state and stuff. But
Well, you know, you've been in my life a long time, Bob, and I appreciate you, man. I remember when you brought me. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't invent John. You know? So you done a lot for us, too.
yeah.
You know? So we appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro.
I do.
You know?
All I was ever trying to do was give back what I got. You know, when I started going downtown and going in the clubs and stuff like that there, I'm like, there's a whole group of people that'll never come down here
Right.
that should hear and see this.
Right,
You know,
right.
and how can you do that?
Right. And you brought it. You brought Chicago down here, dog. Yes, you did.
Yep.
So we
Now,
appreciate you.
now
bro.
everybody's doing it.
That's right.
So last summer,
Yes.
you were the main act for the Summer Bash.
Which was
Summer
awesome.
Bash number 24.
Wow.
And I have some video footage that we're going to take a look at.
Okay.
And if you'll recall, I wanted to go an extra step further because you're such a performer that has to be seen. And
Flamboyant is the word.
Yes.
Flamboyant.
okay. So I mounted a GoPro camera on the headstock of your guitar.
Well, I remember
I
that one.
thought you were going to say his butt.
That wouldn't.
That wouldn't have been right.
That would actually have been good because you'd have seen a lot of shit that
a
was
lot of
going
shit,
on.
a lot of big ass, black ass. That's what you been seeing, a lot of black ass.
Okay, back on to.
The neck of the GoPro.
Yes.
Well, I remember you putting it on the neck and it was falling off, and I took it off.
So in the video, I have a split screen with the GoPro and you
Uh-huh.
and the GoPro going
Wow.
and hitting the ground, and then you pick it up and
put it
make
on
some
there.
faces and anyway. So anyway, this is the the entertaining part of this video. So you're gonna love it.
Okay.
And so he
Cool.
hasn't seen this yet, but it's good. So this is where we insert that part.
Insert
Let's
video
insert
here.
video.
Watch this.
All right. Now dig this, baby. You don't care for me, I don't care about that. Got a new fool, I fucking like that. I got only one itch in the dove. Let me stand next to you. Let me stand next to your fire, man. Come on now. To the top. Yeah, your mama ain't home and ain't my concern. Don't mess with me and you won't get burned. I got only one burning desire. Let me stand next to you. Let me stand next to see your fire, baby. Yeah. I'm gonna do it like this at the Spot Studios. Oh, move over. Gonna see you down at the Spot Studio. Send your money, babe. Send your money for another rainy day. I got only one into desire. Stand next to you.
Okay, and we're back.
All right. Don't forget, he's editing. I already know what you're doing. I'm like, everybody's like, where's it coming out?
No,
You should have been here when we had Maurice in the studio. And it wasn't visual then; it was just radio.
only audio, yes.
That was a cool video. Thank you, John. Thank you, Pete.
master.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That was great.
And then at the end of the performance, you did the Star Spangled Banner.
Yes.
And
Jimmy style.
Yeah.
and after you were done, there was a fireworks display.
Yes.
And
That was kicked.
Do we have that, John?
we have that. And so what I did is I
Morphed them
Combined.
together.
overlaid it.
Got it coming out of my brains.
Overlay.
Now that I would like to see.
Overlay.
So let's go ahead and give that a look.
Yes, watch that right now.
Here we go.
Bam.
So, where are you appearing lately?
Oh man, a little bit of everywhere. I'm back. I'll be at Blues on the 14th of this month. The 26th of April is my birthday. I'll be in Rockford at Mary's Place, which is one of the awesome venues to come and hear music. It is just awesome down there. I love playing at that place.
Road trip.
Also, I got some other stuff going on. I think Sunday. Oh, I'm talking to some students Thursday at a high school. I think it's East High School or on Rockford. Talk about music and how to start and get into it, and about the history of how I started and where I came from, and how I got down where I am at today. So it should be really cool checking out these students.
Cool.
You know, and website is pistolpeteguitar.com. Facebook is Benjamin Newell, Newell. And if you want to see me on YouTube, you just got to put in Pistol Pete Guitar. And I have music on iTunes, Spotify.
You got music all over.
All over.
I would highly recommend that Roy Hightower video for anybody just starting in blues
Yes.
to see not so much.
That's on YouTube.
And I don't mean, I don't mean it as like you're just some out there crazy guitar player.
That's a good video.
It's a great video
Yes, it is.
because it makes a guitar player stop and think when he's playing blues. You know, you do some great phrasing, major to minor and stuff, and then you add a little bit of that, just the taste of that new kind of
Right.
stuff in it,
Right.
where you're not overwhelming.
Right,
you know,
right.
And it's like it's a perfect learning video.
Oh, it's a documentary on me also.
No way.
Tell me about that.
Wow.
He
Now-
buried the lead.
Now, this was crazy. It's been 18 years in the making. I've been searching for it for a while, try to get a hold of my friend. And out of 18 years, I do this festival in Delavan, in Wisconsin, and this lady comes up to me and starts talking about, I watch you on Facebook. I see what you're doing. I think you're doing a great job. I love what you do. She said, I love your documentary. I was like, what? My documentary? You talking about your life? I see you playing banjo. I said, what? I said, you seen that? I couldn't believe it. So my fiance, boom, boom, boom. There it is. 18.
What's it called?
It is called 21st Century Blues Man, Pistol Pete. It's on YouTube.
Well.
And it's something. It's something. I mean, it goes back where I'm divorced now, right? My wife's like, he can do anything he wants to do. oh my God, bust her out really quick with that one, man. And Alex was just a little bitty baby and everything. I was in Rockford, right off of the street, little corner street called Revelle. It was so bizarre, man. I mean, it's a real good. You guys will like it. It's a good video.
I will be watching that.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
gonna
see.
check it out, too.
I got pictures when I was a baby all on there and how I started in the blues. We got Maxwell Street on there and all that stuff, man. It's really, really, really a good video.
Check it out, everybody.
Yep. Check it out. You'll like it. 21st Century Blues, man.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you for coming out here and doing this interview podcast with us.
Oh, this is awesome, man.
And
thanks for having me by.
We're going to love to see your last performance, taking us out of the show.
All right.
So,
But I want to also say, next time you're in the area, swing by and do it again.
I would love to.
Yes, love to have you back here.
I would love to do it again.
There's still a million questions I want to ask you.
Well, and you're welcome to come by my studio when you're in Rockford. You know, just give me a call and say, hey, Pete, I'm in the area. What you doing? Come on by.
Is there good pizza in Rockford?
Oh, I'll just come on by. I'm going to treat you like a king. So, you gotta
Ladies and
remember.
gentlemen, Mr. Pistol Pete Benjamin Newell. This is Chicago Bob's Blues Show with John Huber. Say something, John.
hello, something John.
Something, John.
Magical Mike Vetrovilla.
Oh, Magic Mike.
Magic Man. Thank you. Thank you, Pete.
You're
It's
welcome,
always
Mike.
good. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yes,
It's good to
sir.
see you, my friend.
Thank you. It's good seeing you, too.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, dude, this is awesome. These last two songs is on the Killer Bash CD. It's a great CD. It's one I really put a lot of work into it. I'd like to thank John and Bob, my friend Jason, Justin, Mike, for being here, checking it out. This is awesome being down at the spot doing something a little bit different for this podcast. About to get married to my beautiful fiance. I love you, Tina. And we call her Pepper, though. But that's my baby girl. She's my buddy and my friend. This one is off the CD. Like I said, this one is about a guy who lost everything and had to move to New Mexico. Had to move to New Mexico to sell his soul. And this one is called Lucho. Well, I lost my job the other day. Can't bring home no pay. They repossessed my car, and my woman went away. Well, a friend called me the other day. He said, sounds like you need a little help. He said, I got something for you. He told me I should move on down to New Mexico. Lucho. Lacho. Gotta fight, live for another day. Yes, I do. Went on down to the Greyhound bus station. Well, I went to the bank and got the little money I had left. Well, I'm taking that bus. I'm gonna head on down southern south. Yeah. Well, red Mercedes pull along beside me. She said, son, sign your name on the dotted line. See you about midnight. Oh, she said, Lucho. Hey, Lacho. Underground, gotta live and fight for another day. Yeah. Oh, sign your name on the dotted line. Be here about 29. Will you live or will you die? Sold my soul to the devil now. The X-Tech driver said, Lucho. Hey. Oh, mamacita. Sign your name on the dotted line. Be here about 12 midnight time. Will you live or will you die? Sold my soul to the devil now. Sold my soul to the devil now. Sold my soul to the devil now. Sold my soul. Sold my soul to the devil now. I said, Mama, oh, gringo, hey, oh, you love your sister. Thank you so much, little Lucho. Gonna do another one for you here. Thank you. I'd like to thank John, Bob, Mike, my friends who brought me out here. I love you guys. Just for you Chicago blues lovers. I tell you, babe, really wanna have a good time. I tell you, woman, let's head to Chicago now. I know one thing, baby, I'm gonna hit that spot now.
hit the spot in the morning, gonna hit the spot at night. Tell you one thing, girl, gonna treat you right. Ooh-wee. Oh, girl, you ain't looking good to me. I'm gonna suck that girl up like a neck bone. She said, hit it right there, you better make it quick. I'm gonna tell you one thing, I'm gonna, she said, hit that spot, you better do it like this. I said, oh, you better hit that spot. You better hit that spot. You better get that spot, baby. I'm gonna get it for you right now. Ooh, I'm gonna hit that spot. I'm gonna hit that spot, baby. I'm gonna hit that spot. Don't you know I'm gonna get you right now? Wait a minute. Baby, baby, baby. I'm gonna get it right now. I'd like to thank you very much for being at the spot, having a good time with my friends out here. Thank you, John. Yeah. My name is Pistol Pete. My website is pistolpeteguitar.com. Also, you can check out my stuff on YouTube. Just hit Pistol Pete Guitar. Ooh-wee. 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 Oh, baby. Thank you, guys. Woo. That was fun.